The year is 490 BC. The air over Marathon, Greece is thick with anticipation. But it's not just the looming threat of the Persian fleet. Strange lights have been seen dancing in the night sky, moving with unnatural speed and precision. Are these mere comets, or meteors, or something far more extraordinary? Local fishermen whisper tales of fiery chariots. Silent, glowing objects hover above the plains. What technology allows such maneuvers in an age of wooden ships and bronze swords? Ancient astronaut theorists propose these were advanced reconnaissance craft. Perhaps extraterrestrial visitors were monitoring Earth, observing a critical juncture in human history. The Battle of Marathon was about to change Western civilization. Did someone or something from beyond the stars have a vested interest in its outcome? The accounts from this period are fragmented, often dismissed as myth or superstition. But what if they are more? Eyewitness testimonies of advanced technology. Consider the sheer number of reports, from different people in different locations around Marathon. Amidst this turmoil and wonder lived Lysandra of Delos. She was no ordinary woman. Lysandra was a priestess, a scholar, a keeper of ancient lore. Her home, Delos, was said to be the birthplace of Apollo, god of light and prophecy. Did this sacred origin grant her a unique connection to the cosmos? She had spent her life studying the stars, not just as points of light but as pathways, as maps, as messages from beings far older than humanity. Lysandra possessed an intellect that was sharp and a spirit that was unafraid. She was not content with simple explanations. While others dismissed the strange lights as mere omens or divine whims, Lysandra saw patterns. She saw intelligence. She felt a pull towards the unknown, a deep-seated belief that humanity was not alone in the vast expanse of the universe. Her knowledge of ancient artifacts was unparalleled. She knew the stories. She knew the legends of objects that fell from the sky, objects with impossible properties, objects that whispered of other worlds. Lysandra believed that the gods of Olympus were not mere fabrications of human imagination. Lysandra's quest for knowledge had led her to many strange and wonderful things, but none were as perplexing, as compelling as the Star Stone of Delos. This was no ordinary rock. It was an artifact she had discovered years ago, hidden deep within a forgotten chamber beneath the temple on Delos. It was smooth, dark, and cool to the touch, unlike any known terrestrial material, and it pulsed with a faint inner light, a soft blue glow that seemed to respond to her presence. Was this a piece of alien technology? One night, as the strange lights danced over Marathon, Lysandra was studying her star charts. She noticed something impossible. A new constellation, or rather a pattern of stars that was not on any of her ancient maps. It was faint, almost invisible to the naked eye, but it was there. And as she traced its outline, she realized it matched a series of intricate carvings on the starstone. Could it be? Was the artifact a celestial key? A map to this unseen constellation? The starstone itself was a marvel. It was impossibly light for its size. Its surface was covered in glyphs that defied any known language. Yet, Lysandra felt she could almost understand them. It was as if the stone communicated directly with her mind. Lysandra believed the starstone was more than just an object. Lysandra's quest for knowledge led her to many strange and wonderful things, but none were as compelling as the Starstone of Delos. This was no ordinary rock. It was hidden deep within a forgotten chamber beneath the temple on Delos. Smooth, dark, and cool to the touch, unlike any known material. It pulsed with a faint inner light responding to her presence. Was this alien technology? One night, as strange lights danced over Marathon, Lysandra noticed a new constellation. A pattern of stars not on any of her ancient maps. It was faint, almost invisible to the naked eye. She realized it matched carvings on the starstone. Could it be a celestial key? A map to this unseen constellation? While Lysandra delved into cosmic mysteries, another prominent figure was also gazing at the troubled skies. Miltiades, the famed Athenian general, a man of war, strategy, and pragmatism. He was preparing Athens for the inevitable confrontation with the mighty Persian Empire. His mind was occupied with troop movements, supply lines, and the morale of his soldiers, yet even he could not ignore the strange omens that plagued the night. He too had seen the lights, unsettling, unexplainable. Miltiades and his fellow strategoi, the military leaders of Athens, had witnessed these phenomena. They were not priests or mystics. They were soldiers, men who trusted their eyes, and what they saw defied logical explanation. These were not birds. They were not atmospheric tricks. The objects moved with intelligent control. They hovered silently. They darted across the sky at incredible speeds. From a military perspective, what could these be? Were they new weapons of the Persians? Unlikely. The technology was too advanced, too alien. The omens were deeply troubling to Miltiades. In ancient Greece, celestial signs were often interpreted as messages from the gods, divine approval or disapproval. But these lights felt different. They did not fit neatly into the established pantheon of Olympian deities. They felt older. Section 5. Whispers in the Olive Grove, a pact forged in cosmic mystery. The meeting was clandestine, arranged in secret, far from the prying eyes and ears of Athens. Miltiades, the Stoic general, and Lysandra, the enigmatic priestess, met under the ancient boughs of an olive grove. The moon cast long, dancing shadows as they spoke. Two minds from different worlds, united by the inexplicable phenomena that gripped the skies above Marathon. Miltiades, direct and to the point, described what he and his men had witnessed. The silent, maneuvering lights, the sense of being watched. Lysandra listened intently. Her eyes, deep and knowing, reflected the starlight. She, in turn, shared her own discoveries. She spoke of the unseen constellation. She revealed the starstone of Delos, its faint blue glow pulsing softly in the darkness of the grove. She explained her belief that these were not mere omens, but signs. Signs of the Watchers, as some ancient texts called them. Beings from the stars who had visited Earth long ago, and who perhaps were now returning. Section 6. The Perilous Path, Lysandra's Quest to the Forgotten Cave. Guided by the celestial map revealed by the Starstone, Lysandra embarked on her journey. It was a perilous path. It led her deep into the rugged, untamed hills, the way, forgotten by most. Only ancient shepherd trails marked her route, but Lysandra was driven by a profound sense of purpose. The Starstone, clutched in her hand, guided her steps. She traveled for days, under the watchful eyes of strange lights. Were they observing her progress, protecting her, or were they a warning? She pressed on, her resolve hardened by years of seeking. The ancient texts spoke of sacred sites hidden from the world, places where the veil between realms was thin. Was she approaching such a location? The air grew colder, the silence deeper. Finally, after much hardship, she found it, just as the Starstone and the celestial map indicated. Section 7. Echoes of the Sky Gods, Secrets within the Ancient Cavern. Stepping into the darkness, Lysandra held the Starstone aloft. Its luminescence pushed back the oppressive gloom, revealing an extraordinary sight. The cave was not a natural formation, or at least, it had been extensively modified. The walls were smooth, almost polished, and covered in intricate carvings. These were not the crude drawings of primitive humans. No, these were sophisticated depictions of celestial charts, complex geometric patterns, and tall, slender beings with large eyes. Beings that looked remarkably like modern descriptions of extraterrestrials. Deeper within the cavern, she discovered more. Strange artifacts lay scattered on ledges and within niches carved into the walls. Metallic objects of unknown composition. Crystalline structures that seemed to absorb and refract the light from her starstone in mesmerizing ways. Were these tools? Devices? Remnants of an advanced technology far beyond anything known in her time? Ancient astronaut theorists have long argued that such caches of alien technology exist, hidden away in remote corners of the world. Was Lysandra standing in one such repository? The atmosphere within the cave was thick with an almost palpable energy. Section 8. The Vision of the Star Shapers, a glimpse of our true creators. As Lysandra approached the central crystalline sphere, the starstone in her hand began to resonate powerfully. She reached out, tentatively, and placed the smaller artifact onto a designated recess on the dais. The moment the two objects made contact, the cavern was flooded with an intense, blinding light. Sound filled her ears, not a sound of this world, but a symphony of cosmic frequencies. She felt her consciousness expand, her mind unmoored from her physical body. She was no longer in the cave, she was everywhere and nowhere. Then came the visions. Not mere images but complete sensory experiences. She saw them, the Starshapers, the Watchers, tall ethereal beings of immense power and wisdom. Their forms were luminous, their eyes like distant galaxies. They moved through the cosmos with effortless grace, their ships like silver tears gliding through the fabric of space-time. She saw them arrive on a young Earth, teeming with primitive life. Were these the gods her ancestors had worshipped, the beings who brought knowledge and civilization? The vision showed her how these Starshapers had gently guided the evolution of early hominids, not as masters, but as gardeners, nudging, encouraging. Section 9, The Watcher's Return, Humanity on the Brink of Revelation. As the vision faded, Lysandra found herself back in the cave, kneeling before the now softly glowing crystalline sphere. The starstone was still nestled in its recess. She was exhausted, but her mind was crystal clear. She finally understood the meaning of the strange lights over Marathon. They were not just random omens, they were precursors, heralds of an imminent arrival. The Watchers, the Starshapers, her ancient ancestors' sky gods, were indeed returning. The prophecies were true. The implications of this revelation were monumental. Everything humanity thought it knew about its origins, its history, its gods, was about to be challenged. This was not just about Athens or Greece, this was about the entire planet. The return of these powerful ancient beings would usher in a new age, an age of cosmic awareness, but also an age of uncertainty. How would humanity react to such a profound truth? Would they embrace it with wonder or reject it with fear? The ancient texts were ambiguous on this point. Lysandra knew her role was not yet over.